Hello, my name is Daryl Wildberg, and I am a Jehovah's Witness in good standing. Now, if you prefer, you can say I am one of Jehovah's Witnesses in good standing. Either is grammatically correct, so let's not be arguing over punctuation or anything like that. You know, it's not a good thing to do. Now, this video is not approved by the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York. It's not approved by the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania. It's not approved by any local body of elders. You see, I don't work for the body of elders, I don't work for the governing body, and I don't work for the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. I work for Jesus Christ. Matthew 23:10. Please pause this and go read that, because if anybody does the service of witnessing about Jehovah and Jesus and the promises that are going to be fulfilled here very soon, he in effect is completing his worship to God and obeying Jesus Christ at the same time. See, that's the point. I would like to clarify the changes that are made regarding the grooming and stuff from the governing body recently. For instance, men do not have to wear a coat and a tie at the hall when they're just attending the hall or out in the ministry. However, they should wear a coat and tie while on the podium or visiting Bethels. That would be appropriate. And now men can now have beards if they wish to grow beards. Does that mean you have to do that? No, it doesn't mean that. Women can now wear pantsuits or dress slacks at the hall or out in the ministry. However, again, on stage, when they're up and representing Jehovah God, they must wear a dress or skirt. And at Bethels, of course, it would be appropriate for them to wear a dress or skirt. Now, the kingdom halls and all designated places where meetings take place belong to Jehovah, and he should be respected at all times, but especially when one is making an appearance in the room of God, in a room of God. You see, Jehovah has one house. It's just one house, but hundreds of thousands of rooms. In fact, if you do the family worship, or if you talk about Jehovah in your home, at that time, your home is technically a kingdom hall of Jehovah's Witnesses. You're witnessing about Jehovah. So wherever you are becomes a room of Jehovah when you talk about him. In the doctor's office, on the bus stop, doesn't matter. You're worshiping Jehovah. Now, some consider the changes as new light. No, no, no. It is not new light. There is nothing in the Bible that provides that a woman must wear a dress or a skirt. And there is nothing that provides that men must wear suits or coats and ties. The warning to all is to be modest in dress. We don't want to show off, our fancy clothes and stuff like that. Just be modest in dress. If you want to wear a suit and tie like I do, I got it on right now. Or if you want to grow a beard, that's fine. Deal with it. Now, several of those that comment on my YouTube channel have asked whether or not I am anointed, and a few have mistakenly believed that I should be on the governing body to bring stabilization to the body. And I'm thinking, are you crazy? In answer to the question whether or not I'm anointed, would that not be a private matter best left up to Jehovah and me? He doesn't make you know that I'm anointed or not. He doesn't make me know that you're anointed or not. See? He makes either you know it or he makes me know it. That's it. He don't make the world know it yet, but eventually the anointed will be named. Just before the Great Tribulation, I believe that we will know who they are. So you have to wait. And first of all, no one should boast if he or she is of the anointed. That would show a lack of humility. All who are anointed will be made known when Jehovah decides it is time. Period. Whether or not I tell you I'm anointed or not doesn't matter. I might not be. If I said I was, I might not be. If I said I wasn't, I might be. You see, it's not up to you. It's between myself and my God. Just like it would be between yourself and your God. Now, the governing body, those 9 faithful, dear, loving men, are extremely stable. Jesus leads them. They are not leaders. They take the lead. Jesus tells them, and then they do it with us. See, they don't just, Jesus tells them and then they tell us. That's not how it works. See, they take the lead. Because eventually they will be made leaders when they fulfill their test, so to speak. Right now they're being watched. All of us are, till that great tribulation begins. But Jesus leads them. Now, to even insinuate that they are not stable would be a smack to the face of Jesus, let alone Jehovah, his Father. And those 9 loving brothers are not our leaders again, yet. So please stop the nonsense of even the appearance of doubt on these dear brothers. You don't have to agree with them. Okay? That's fine if you don't agree with them. But don't step in front of them. If they're wrong, Jesus will correct them. Okay, I hope I have that now. Now, and I've also been asked several times about Anthony Morris. Anthony Morris is no longer one of the governing body on the board, on the governing body. He's no longer on that body. Many have said, well, it was because he was a drunk. He was drinking. Many have said, he's sick. Others have said, he did something bad. No. Stop that, okay? Stop it. Did you ever think of the possibilities? Maybe Tony Morris is sick. What if his wife is sick? Are we not told in the Bible to care for our own? If you can't care for your own, how are you going to care for the sheep of Jehovah? So stop speculating about Anthony Morris. If Anthony Morris were disfellowshipped or removed for any spiritual purpose, don't you think all of his videos would be removed online? Yeah. You can take it that far. So stop speculating about Anthony Morris. He's no longer on the governing body, period. But that doesn't mean he's not still a brother. So until we have proof of otherwise, stop the speculation. Stop the gossip. Don't gossip. Stop it. Now, this was just a brief video. I just wanted to cover some of these points that have been, dear ones have commented on. Now, at first, this one CT guy, he commented, he said, Daryl, it's your destiny. First of all, we don't believe destiny, okay? It's on the comments there, under the title. We don't believe in destiny, okay? I'm not destined to be on the governing body. And if Jesus wanted me on the governing body, I'd be there. It's just that simple. He has the members of the governing body that has been chosen. Period. Deal with it. Go with the flow. Look, Jesus is driving this chariot. The governing body is not driving the chariot. Jesus made the decisions. These brothers prayed about it. They came to the conclusion. Now, if these brothers got it wrong, Jesus will inform them. He'll let them know. Jesus is like that. So please, allow these brothers to do their jobs without hindrance from us making it more difficult for them. Jesus will decide. I'm going to be honest with you. There could be apostates even on the governing body. There were before. Judas Iscariot was an apostate. Ray Franz was an apostate. I only know a couple. I know a couple more, but I'm not going to name them all. Some of them might still be alive. I think Ray Franz is deceased. But he was an apostate on the governing body. And what happened? He was exposed and poof, out. That's the way Jesus runs this organization. He gives anybody who is on the verge of being apostate, he always gives them a chance to repent from that state, So stop second guessing the governing body. You're not in a position to second guess them. Like I said, you don't have to agree with them, but don't preach it. Don't teach it. I'll give you an example. Back in the 1960s, when I was about 9 years old or so, I remember talk among my dad and others, and even myself. I did not believe that the governing body that the faithful slave was all of the anointed. And at 9 years old, I studied with one of the anointed. I was very blessed when I was younger. Even though I went off on a tangent, I was blessed. And this brother told me, he says, look, he says, Daryl, he says, well, he didn't tell me, he told my dad. My dad's name was Daryl, so he told my dad. He says, what food are you getting from me? What spiritual food? He says, the only spiritual food we're getting comes from the faithful slave, the governing body, not all the anointed. And that stuck with me back then. But I never once taught it, see? Because I waited until Jesus Christ corrected him. And he did. See, the light keeps getting brighter and brighter and brighter. Now, am I going to say the brothers were correct? No. You can't change a fact. See? You can't change it. You can overlook it, you can ignore it, you can even rule otherwise, but you can't change it. That's how we have to be too. You don't have to agree with the governing body, the decisions they make. If you don't think that beards are appropriate, then don't grow one. But don't hold on your brother for growing it. Stop that. You don't want to wear a dress or a skirt, sisters? Don't. You don't want to wear slacks or a pantsuit? Don't wear a dress. Brothers don't want to wear a tie and a coat, a suit jacket, a sports coat? Don't. Throw them off. But just remember something. You represent Jehovah at all times. So that don't mean wearing psychedelic clothes, bell-bottom pants and stuff with flowers all over them to Kingdom Hall. See, no, you see, that's Jehovah's room. It's one of the rooms of Jehovah's house. So please respect it accordingly. That's all you got to do. Dress modestly. There's nothing in there that says how you must dress. So here's the point. Stay on the chariot. Don't go against the flow. Go with the flow. And just, convince yourself, hey, I think they got it wrong, but you know what? If they did get it wrong, I could be wrong too. I'm human. Look at yourself from the truth. You're human. You're going to make mistakes. It's okay, make your mistakes. But now, keep it to yourself. See, that's the big mistake Korah made. See, it wasn't, if you look at that account, it wasn't that Korah didn't have a legitimate claim. He may have had a legitimate claim, but it's the way he went about it. He didn't go to Jehovah in prayer. He didn't approach Moses privately. Or if he did, now it comes to a different matter. But we don't know that matter because it's not in the Bible. But we know that Korah really didn't do anything to deserve destruction because Moses himself asked God to protect Korah, to throw Korah into Sheol, which is Hebrew for the common grave. So he put him in the common grave, which means he's in line for resurrection. And you know what? If Korah is resurrected, and we can't say, we don't know, but if he's resurrected, you can ask him, what were you thinking? Yeah, I don't know. But you see, when Korah went to others, now he's causing divisions within the hall. See, within the in the realm there of the Jewish leaders taking the lead, those taking the lead over the Israelites. You don't want to do that. Don't cause divisions. If you got a beef, take it to the body of elders. But don't go get Sam and Bob and Jim and Ron and Dave and Sally and Susie and Gloria. Don't get all them dear ones on just try to side with you. See, now you're causing division. See? If you got a problem, take it to Jehovah in prayer. And especially if you're disfellowshipped or you know, and here's the thing, if you're disfellowshipped, okay, hey, sometimes they make mistakes disfellowshipping people. But if you make it a matter of prayer and rely on Jehovah God, instead of taking matters into your own hands, you're gonna find out that he'll be there for you. I know quite a few brothers and sisters that were disfellowshipped and reinstated almost immediately when the brothers found out that more information, or you know, almost immediately. See, Jehovah disfellowships those that are disfellowshipped before anybody, before the men do. And he also reinstates before men. But we have to be patient when you're dealing with that type of thing, reproving or disfellowshipping. You have to be patient. And if the disfellowshipper should not be, if it's a miscarriage of justice, Jesus is going to correct it in his time. Unfortunately, you probably won't get an apology, because some of the elders may have high egos, but Jesus will whittle those egos down eventually. So don't worry about that. Just be patient. Jesus is running this, not men. And he will correct matters. Even in your personal life, he'll correct them. So, 1, go with the flow. 2, you can disagree, but don't become a persuader of others. Don't become a dissenter, a division. Don't cause divisions. Just keep going with the flow. Be patient. Jesus will correct them if it's needed. No matter what, Jesus Christ is running this organization. And let me tell you something. If you don't think Jesus is running this organization, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And I'm sorry, I can't say it any other way. This is the organization of Jehovah God on this earth, and Jesus is the leader. He's our king, and he don't need your vote. Stop second-guessing the faithful slave. They are stable. They are right where Jesus Christ wants them, and if they do make a mistake, Jesus Christ will handle it. He's much more capable than you or I. Okay? We got that, folks? Thanks for watching this video, and have a good day.